Hey, it is good to be back.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us today. Eric and his wife had a baby.
Hey,
Welcome, Owen.
Owen, yeah. Congratulations, Eric.
Congratulations, Eric. We're going to take this opportunity to do a podcast without Eric, and we may just keep it that way because he's going to have just too many things going on.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So Eric is gone. We're down to 3. So I got some feedback from the last podcast.
All positive.
No.
No.
I heard from a couple of people that it was our worst episode ever, which is how I left feeling. I was not in a podcast frame of mind last week. Today I am, thankfully.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Glad you're back.
I think it came out through the audio. It's one of the first episodes I never watched on YouTube, so I don't know how it came out on YouTube. But
I think part of the reason was, right off the bat, you were having trouble reading the agenda items.
I was having trouble reading the agenda, which I see you fixed for me this week.
Yeah,
He's got like the jitterbug phone version now of the agenda.
It's size 400 font.
Yes, it's 6 pages.
Actually,
it's typically 1 page.
I printed you another version.
Oh, and I wore my reading glasses today. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah. So
One of the feedback items I got from, if you are to saw a tree down, what is the past tense?
If you saw a
Fell.
tree down, you fall a tree.
Fall?
No, but
I seen it.
that tree was sawn down last year.
Oh, you know what? Actually, when you said that, I Googled it. Because it didn't, as we were on air, I Googled that word.
And you didn't call me out. Thankfully.
I didn't. I felt
One of
bad.
our listeners called me out on sawn.
Yeah.
It was sawn down.
Yeah.
It's sawed down.
Yeah, that
Yep.
seems like a Wisconsin thing to say. Similar to the scene and scene.
I seen it.
I seen him over there. the other day.
That one really bothered me.
I said
gosh.
I hate that one.
That's all over Wisconsin.
I know, but it's just and when people type it on Facebook and stuff, I don't like it.
So sawn down.
Yep.
If somebody would have told me sawn's not a word, I'm glad you didn't call me out on air because I would have made an ass of myself.
I was kind of vibing off of the mood you were in, and it just didn't feel right to call you out on it.
Good move. Good move. So I have to apologize for my poor English because sawn is not a word. It's sawed.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to play pranks and they are to cut a tree down and we want to talk about the past tense version of that, I will never say sawn again.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yep.
So I walked in this morning, and Karen, our very own Karen, always gets excited about podcast day. Well, I greeted her with a good morning.
Is that sarcastic or true?
No, it's
Okay,
fact.
good.
She loves podcast day.
Very good.
So I greeted her with a good morning, and it was a less than vibrant good morning. And I said, Karen, why the bad mood? And she said, yeah, because I'm Karen.
Look at her.
I
You know
love
what?
it.
Embracing it.
They say the best actors live their roles, and she is just,
Yeah, and I literally chuckled out loud that she understands that she's a Karen, and if she wants to give me that mood, she's going to give it to me, and I just better shut the heck up.
mad respect there, Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about I had good news this morning. I came down to find out that I had won the NCAA pool in our office here.
Really?
Yeah, $100 and some, tax free. Hope the IRS isn't listening.
Wow. What are you going to buy us?
Some Jolly Good.
Yes.
I'm going to buy
Nice.
us a new stash of Jolly Good.
Hey.
So I was excited to hear that. But what the story I wanted to tell about this is that the guy who organizes all of our pools, we typically use CBS, a very reputable site. And this year we get the invite to the NCAA pool, and it looks like an 8th grade HTML project done partly in Russian.
Okay.
So I immediately felt like I was going to be subject to a Russian hacker stealing my information. Andy, you saw this page, and didn't you somewhat agree with me?
Well, I looked at it with an ad blocker on, so I had filtered out a lot of what you saw.
Okay, so you come to this page and it's solid ads, like confusing ads, like that say once you register, click here to make your picks, and things like that. So I used a fake name for my account just because I was scared, number one, and I used my least favorite email address. So the only thing that bums me out now is I won the pool and I finished in first place, but nobody knows I was the best one.
Yep.
So
and you're going to have a tough time getting your money now because you're going to have to...
At 3 forms of ID.
Yeah, nobody knows that's you.
For a fake name. Yeah. Bummer. Anyway, so that was all I had to wrap up on.
Nice.
Can we start with, we had said that we wanted to test sausage for whoever sent us sausage.
Yes.
And we got some sausage.
Yes. Well, I was gifted this is a wild rice and cranberry summer sausage from Nilson's Market in Clear Lake, Wisconsin, which is over on the west side of the state.
West Side.
Yep.
West Side.
Nilson,
Shout out West Side.
Nilson's Market Blue Ribbon Meats since 1903.
Oh, wow.
So they've been making sausage for 120 years.
Yeah, they know their stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
This one isn't an aged 120, is it?
Can I be honest? I'm a little nervous because I'm not a huge Cranberry fan.
Oh, this
but
looks
I'm
so
gonna jump
good
into
to
it
me.
anyway.
The fact that there's wild rice mixed in with the cranberry.
See, the wild rice is exciting to me. But
Andrew, you
All right.
brought it.
Yep.
So you indulge first. Oh, I left the.
I'll take
my
that.
bad. Yep. I thought I
I'm
peeled.
gonna
all
take
those.
this little corner here that doesn't appear to. Oh, and actually, now
I'm
that
taking
we're
the butt.
now that we're snacking, a little review I got from the last time we ate on air.
I'm already eating.
Is to someone reminded me to back away from the microphone because we made nasty sounds last time.
Well, don't people
Chewing.
then actually know that you're eating it?
God.
Very different. And I'm picking up both the wild rice and the cranberry tones. I'm going
sweet.
to back away and go
Very
for
sweet.
piece number 2.
Yeah, I haven't had this before. This is quite tasty.
Are you getting the wild rice?
Yes.
The texture for sure.
Yeah. It's a good mix.
I like it.
I like it
you know,
too.
What I appreciate about it is that because I'm not a big cranberry fan, I can't like feel them really.
No, that's
it
what I was
just
thinking,
adds
too.
a good flavor, but I don't get that.
Yeah, I was expecting there
that
to
consistency.
feel like cranberry chunks in there.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody wants to feel a cranberry.
No.
I'm going in for a third piece. While we eat, you guys just take a break. Pause, put this on pause.
Think about the sausage that you want to send us next.
That is so good.
If you ever find yourself on U.S. Highway 63, headed through Clear Lake, Wisconsin, stop at Nilson's Market. Get
Since 1902.
Oh, 03.
My bad, 03.
You may have just seen our Karen enter the room because we have new camera angles this week.
Yep, that's a product of Eric not being here.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is why we can never have him back. We moved the cameras.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Andy.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, another new feature is, so over the past few years, the dollar stores have taken over Wisconsin.
They have Dollar Generals.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of different ones.
Family
but
Dollar.
primarily,
Family Dollar.
primarily the Dollar General has
Yep.
moved into the small towns. And one moved into our little small town here. And there's like certain days when things go on clearance, and there's days when you want to go to Dollar General, especially after a holiday, because Andy, actually, I'm going to let Andy take this lead.
Well, this was an idea that I think this might have been Eric's idea.
Well, it was-
Eric would.
Oh, you're saying in general to go and find...
Yeah, because he would frequent the Dollar General in town here and come back with random stuff that you'd think, why would anybody buy that?
Typical Dollar General stuff.
Answers because it was so cheap. How could I not buy it? So that the idea came from Jeff that, okay, we're going to give you $5. You go to the Dollar General and see what you can come back with for $5 on a weekly basis. So that's the premise
So
of the skit.
this new segment is $5 at the General.
Yep. And today I came back with.
Well, hold on.
excited.
Before you show us what you came back with. So Easter was Sunday.
Yep.
So typically the day after a holiday is jackpot for the previous
yeah.
holidays candy.
Yep.
But I went to Easter brunch at my mother's house, and I think I tell the story. We talked about Peeps last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I told the story about how my mom always gets me Peeps.
Yep.
Okay, well, she's got 3 boxes of Peeps sitting there for me, and I said, "Oh, my Peeps." She goes, "Oh, I waited until the last day to get your Peeps, and I went to the Dollar General, and they were almost all gone." And she was so upset because the Peeps were almost sold out at Dollar General. So I'm hoping
Oh,
that you got some half-price Peeps in there. But
I am sorry. There are no the Peeps were gone.
Okay,
I think
Now,
people are.
can we verify this receipt
hand
that
me
we
the
stayed
proof.
under $5?
hand me the proof.
Okay.
The receipt shows
Glasses on.
$4.50.
What's that coupon down there?
25 cents tax, and $4.75 in
Good job.
total.
Nice
Yep.
shopping.
Did
The,
well.
the coupon, for those of you who really give a shit, is $5 off $25 or more. Good only on Saturday, April 10th.
Perfect.
Well, I came back with the first little item here is
multiple items.
Yep,
A chocolate bunny.
is a chocolate bunny. Yep, it's a.
Are these itemized on here? Because I want to see what you pay for
I
that.
think so. Yeah, this was listed.
Oh, I shouldn't look. I just ruined it.
Oh, you're gonna guess?
Well, no, I looked at what everything you bought now, which is
Oh, well, that's all right. So here's a hollow chocolate bunny.
Yeah.
That we can.
75 cents for the chocolate bunny.
Okay.
I think you overpaid for that, I'm just going to say.
Oh, wow. Are you kidding
This
me right
nice.
now?
This
No!
No
Bun
way.
dip and a motorcycle and
Airheads.
airheads.
Yep. So we got Airheads, Cherry Airheads, Raz Apple Magic Dip, Fun Dip, Welch's Fruit Snacks, and a little motocross.
So that was on sale because it has a $5
Yeah,
tag.
that
on
was
it.
marked $5, but Andy got that for
me see those
$3.75.
Crack her open, Tim. You can play around with those.
Yeah, we each get a motorcycle.
Oh, there's 2 motorcycles in there?
Motorcycles in there.
Wow. All for $3.75.
Yep.
So this week at the dollar, $5 at the dollar.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I thought you could have done a little better than that.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with
It's
this.
all dependent on what your expectation is, I guess. The motorcycles are a nice touch. And the Fun Dip, I'm not going to lie, Fun Dip is one of my favorites.
I love Fun Dip.
Oh, there are 2 motorcycles in there. Okay.
Well,
Well,
if you're disappointed this week, don't worry. It'll be back again. This will be a weekly recurring.
$5 at the General.
Yep.
And they're not paying us. Today's election day.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, nobody needs to vote because there's nothing of importance on a ballot anywhere in Wisconsin. Superintendent of public schools and local elections. I shouldn't say that.
it was terrible.
Our local elections
Aren't
are.
you on the ballot somewhere right now?
I am, but I'm unopposed. I'm unopposed.
Okay.
Self-proclaimed as not important just
Yeah,
now.
unimportant. Well, but I guess my point is like locally, there's no opposition to anything that's on the ballot, and all of the other races are things where like you clearly you don't care maybe or have no idea what the candidates
Yeah.
represent. So it's not like you're voting for president of the United States, a senator, you're voting for. If it was a contested local election, those are sometimes fun.
Yep.
Like if you have a crappy mayor and everyone's out to get the mayor. I think there is one of those elections right now in down by Appleton. It's either Grand Chute or Little Chute, one of the chutes spelled with a CH, because there's been some weird assessments and people are getting banged with like $20,000 special assessments.
Ooh.
Because I've told this story before, how I listen in my shop to WAPL, and there's tons and tons of political ad
Ads,
campaigns. Yeah, all targeting like, I will put an end to this special assessment. So I should have Googled that story if any of us were sitting here and found out if there was anything more to that. But anyway, election day.
Yep.
So, since this isn't an election per se, but the sheriff in Dane County is a former UW.
I saw that, yeah. 39-year-old Calvin Barrett.
And he's young too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, isn't that kind of young for especially Dane County is it's got to be the second most populous county in Wisconsin?
So, yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and this guy was member of the 2000 recruiting class that head coach Barry Alvarez, which we talked about in the last episode, assembled.
Yeah, I think he actually officially announces his retirement today.
Nice.
Yep. Speaking of Barry Alvarez's retirement, we have a special interview lined up for next week.
Ooh.
Yep. I'm not going to give it away, but
Okay.
I couldn't get him for today. But next week we have one of the candidates who is seeking to replace Barry Alvarez
Nice.
as athletic director.
Cool.
So this by the way is Dane County's first black sheriff. So even as one of the most populous counties, this is the first time that Dane
Interesting.
County has had a black sheriff and a former UW football player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big guy.
Was he a
He's
D lineman?
intimidating. Yeah, he's when he played, he was 6'2", 310 plus.
Yikes.
Yeah, big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sheriff who's going to lay down the
Yeah,
law.
absolutely.
He said that he wasn't a huge player. He started the first 5 games of the 2001 season, and then he sat behind a couple guys. So, and he said that getting benched and having to learn to fight through that and come back, that's what taught him a lot of lessons. So, there's value in not always winning as well. So
How do they? Is a sheriff appointed or do you apply? I thought a sheriff was elected.
I think
Does that depend?
Well, this says Governor Tony Evers appointed him.
I thought they were elected though.
I thought they
I
were
did
too.
too,
So
but-
he was appointed because somebody maybe resigned or got fired or.
Replacing David Mahoney.
But it
will
doesn't
leave
say-
the position on May 8th. So maybe he resigned and then they just appointed
Well,
him on
or
the
maybe
next
all
election.
maybe all sheriffs aren't elected.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this guy could be in like the middle of a term and
Yeah.
just wants to.
Wants to bail.
I don't know.
Since we're talking about sheriffs, there was a story of a guy who a state trooper drove by and happened to notice that I think it was his trunk and all 4 doors of the car were open, parked outside the sheriff's office. And he pulls up, literally parked right outside the sheriff's office door. Turns out the guy was drunk eighth OWI.
Parked in the sheriff's parking lot.
Parked in the sheriff's parking lot.
But it took a state trooper.
Yeah,
to
I don't
find
know.
them?
I don't know how
Like, not the local sheriff?
typically the people always congregate around the police department. I've
Yeah.
noticed this even in our tiny little town. They
Yep.
they all like to meet. They meet up there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's the gathering place. Better than McDonald's, I guess. It just looks a little more legit.
Mm-hmm.
But he was parked outside the sheriff's office, drunk.
The article doesn't really give too many details, but I
No.
wonder what was going on with all the doors and the trunk, and it says like the hood was open too.
I think he was trying to get the odor of alcohol
That's
out
what I
of
was.
the car.
That's what I would have guessed too. It's gonna air it out.
Don't want him to catch me. Nice thing is, it's a short ride. I'm guessing. They just
Yeah.
walk him in. They should have cuffed him and thrown him back just because.
Yeah, just backed up to the door 10 feet and threw him back out.
Yeah.
Yep. So he got his 8th DUI without even trying. Just parked
No.
next to the sheriff's.
Made it easy.
Just put his
Made
feet
it
up on the
easy.
dash.
So I had an agenda item about Aaron Rodgers and I forgot to add it because I actually watched Jeopardy last night.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I got home.
I saw the highlight that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. The final,
Oh, did
the
they
final
show
Jeopardy?
it? Yeah, where the dude wrote down the question was
Yeah.
who decided to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Aaron Rodgers was looking sharp, sharp. But what's weird is he must have studied Alex Trebek's
Like his mannerisms,
his nuances
like,
and mannerisms, because it was weird because if you were just listening, it sounded like Alex Trebek in a different voice.
Really?
You know, like the way that he would award a correct answer.
He did say prior that he wanted to really
Yeah.
Pay homage.
Yeah, pay homage to Alex Trebek and have his demeanor up there. And
I
Well,
think
I saw it last night, and
saw
when I saw it last night, it was he did really well.
Yeah.
I thought he did better than that previous champion dude who I found to be completely boring. But maybe it's because I'm biased because I'm a Wisconsinite, you
Right.
know, and want Aaron Rodgers to do well.
right. But this is like a dream of his. Like he wants
Yeah.
to be this full time when he's done playing football.
Yep, I heard that too. That he would consider doing that.
I think he could do it. I think he did well. I was hoping he'd put his own twist on it, and I heard a lot of Alex Trebek, which isn't a bad thing. But it was really weird to watch. I actually I threw it on DVR recurring until he's done. I want to kind of watch.
Yeah, because he might kind of develop his own way as it
Yeah.
goes on and
Yeah.
make it
Get a
his
little
own.
more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yep.
And shockingly, so the what everyone's talking about is the dude answered the final Jeopardy question. Do you have it?
The answer is, who wanted to kick that field goal?
Yeah. You could tell it caught him off guard, and he actually got a little flustered.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers did,
Yeah.
and answered the question. I think he said it wasn't me.
He said, "That's a great question. It should be correct, but unfortunately for this game today, it's incorrect."
Yes. Yes.
So
So
he took it in stride. But yeah, on very first show, got trolled by a fan.
yes, I thought that was funny. Some fear write-in candidate is maneuvering for a manure pit. Since we're talking about elections, I
Yeah.
should have brought this up before.
See, this is where I thought you were going with the election.
I should have
before.
been, but I forgot about it.
See, you should have kept the bigger font, and then you couldn't help.
But yeah, apparently some Glenmore, Wisconsin residents are expressing concern that the town chairperson race, saying that there's a last-minute write-in candidate that wants to win the position only to benefit his own farm.
Where's Glenmore?
I had to look that up. That's south of Green Bay. It's between Green
Oh,
Bay and,
okay.
and Denmark. Not the country, the town.
I did not know that. It's got to be little.
It is pretty little.
'Cause
I
I'm-
believe. It's about 1,000 people.
Relatively familiar with that area.
Basically, this guy has been trying to get this giant manure pit put in by his farm, and it's gotten shut down, like the idea, a couple times. So now he thinks if he wins election that he'll be able to
Jam her through?
jam it through, and it's a 20.8 gallon manure pit, which is
20.8 million
It
gallons.
just says 20.8, but I'm guessing
No,
it's a
it's
typo there.
20.8
It's
gallons.
a small bucket.
It's 4 or 5 gallon buckets of manure. No wonder he's pissed. I want to put 4 or 5 gallon buckets of manure out, and the answer is no.
This guy's going through election just to have 5 buckets of manure.
So
out
yeah,
there.
that must be a typo because it
Yeah.
says this pit is going to entail daily 19 manure trucks running back and forth every single day, hauling 6,000 gallons to the pit.
Math doesn't add up.
No,
no.
so it's a little more than
120,000 gallons,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
But obviously, the people are concerned about the environmental aspects
Impact.
of this happening. So
Well, why didn't he the fact that he's a write-in means it was kind of an afterthought to him.
Yeah.
You have to have your papers in. I think it's before January 1st to run on the ballot, and to run as a write-in is difficult. I would think.
Maybe his request just got denied that second time.
Maybe.
And he's
So-
like,
yeah,
I've
the
had
last
it.
straw.
I'm running in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they say if there's any chance of him winning? So he's the third in an election.
That's it, Karen. I'm doing it. I'm running.
It does say, because let me look quick. He has a very legacy family out here in Glenmore. Many generations hold a lot of power in rural America, said a resident of Glenmore. So there's a
Gotcha.
chance.
Got some family pull here.
Yeah,
So
he's Glenmore strong. He's been there a while.
he's the equivalent of when you name that little town you're from and you name the top 3 names. He's one of them.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
The Rockefeller of Glenmore.
Rockefeller. Rockefeller's a strong Wisconsin name.
But how Wisconsin is this for an election day story?
Yeah.
Some fear write-in candidate is maneuvering for a manure pit.
My favorite part is that the residents are actually fearing it could happen. Like, there's a really good chance.
Well, and then it's not like when you elect an official like that, they just all of a sudden they get into office and start making decisions. There's still like a check and balance
Right,
system, even at the
right.
local
You'll
level.
be digging that pit tomorrow morning.
There's
I can do what I want.
I'm the mayor of this town.
Yep.
You still have to run it through like you typically like like a county government or your board of supervisors or whatever. But that was a good one. That was a good one. Well, we have Karen down here, and we already talked about Karen before she got down here. But as long as we have her here before she goes all Karen on our asses, we should probably have her read her review, huh?
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
This review is from the Osseo Family
Is
Restaurant.
this where the chicken got taken?
It's the chicken. Did anyone know? Did anyone hear if the chicken was returned?
Look that up. While she's reading, I will check
alright.
it out.
So the Osseo Family Restaurant, 600 plus Google reviews, 4.5 stars out of a possible 5.
All right.
This is a recent review, only 2 months old.
I used to enjoy this place, but the last several times there was not good. Yesterday, about 3:45-ish, went there. I ordered a half a nacho salad and asked if it was just a reduced price from normal, and yes, it was. Then he ordered chicken fried steak meal with milk. When we got meal, it was not hot. He ended up with hash browns, barely even a light yellow scrambled eggs, and hardly warm. I got mine at the same time, but waited another 3 or 4 minutes for my sour cream and French dressing, which by then, taco meat cold. We never did get the milk. Still, the bill was $19.88. Mentioned it to the waitress, and nothing. And then at checkout, and nothing there either. I laid out a 20 and left.
And just like that, she left. Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Karen.
Karen.
And Karen left the same way,
Yeah.
in a huff.
She didn't drop a 20 though.
No, she sure didn't. We should give her an Easter basket.
Huh.
Oh, you guys want to start picking this apart, or
I'll just say the one thing I liked about it is every once in a while it switched into a little caveman talk. We got meal and it was not hot. By then, taco meat cold.
Yeah, and people are thinking, if we read these how they're written, the only thing I'll fix like a typo if I know Karen won't know, because the word price or something in here was spelled wrong, and I fixed that. But other than that, the caveman talk is funny. I like the way that. But why were they're in there at 3:45?
Giving their age to be somewhere between 85 and 92.
Well, you would think, but
But
it
then it
doesn't
was breakfast.
seem.
That seemed like all they ordered was,
Well, I was so confused because so the chicken fried steak is a breakfast thing
I don't know.
because it came with scrambled eggs and hash browns. Or did
Breakfast
they
all day,
order
man.
chicken fried steak, scrambled eggs, hash browns?
I don't know.
A half, and then I was even confused by the half nacho salad, and asked if it was just a reduced price from normal. Well, like, what does she mean? Like,
And yes, it was. So that seems totally
is she-
normal. And
but
fine.
I'm confused. Like, was she saying like, well, if I order a half a nacho?
Is it a deal? Do I get a deal? If
Yeah,
it's
I don't
if order half?
understand. Or was it not on the menu as a half order of nachos? And
I
like
don't
they
know.
did her a favor.
I'm guessing it wasn't on the
Probably,
menu.
yeah.
I'm guessing the waitress has to hope they never come back since she left them 12 cents.
So that's
Yes.
also a Karen thing too. Is you can't just order what's on the menu. You have to. I need a half nacho salad, and
Yeah.
I need it to be reduced price, please.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a very Karen
Yeah.
thing
And
to
it
do.
better be less than half of the half price
yeah.
because otherwise it's just not fair to me.
Yep.
Well, I hope Osseo got their chicken back.
There's no report of the chicken being returned. The
can't
rooster.
believe it's missing.
But what I did find is that PETA is actually offering to cover the $1,000 reward if it's returned.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. Yep.
Do they know it's a concrete
Yeah,
rooster?
they care about animals regardless, I guess.
Not sure. but I just thought that was pretty interesting.
They heard there was an 8-foot chicken on the loose.
That would feed a lot of
Safe and
families.
sound.
There was a post on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
There was this older woman, probably in her 60s.
Okay.
Potentially her name was Karen, holding like an Easter egg, an egg-shaped object colored like an Easter egg, like a purple egg, and it had to be 14 inches tall. And it said, "Missing, 1 of 4, has large eye bolt in top." Okay, so I was confused if the old woman was missing or the Easter egg, but the comments were hilarious. This was local. This is in Rhinelander. The first comment said, "Are you sure it didn't hatch into a giant chicken?" And then the second comment said, "I think it hatched into a dragon."
Yeah.
And then I wanted to comment, "Which one is missing?"
Yeah.
But you had to see it. I don't know. It just made me think.
You know,
of
your
this.
comment about what you weren't sure which one was missing.
And which one had the giant island in its head. I'm not sure which
That could
one.
explain why she's missing.
Oh, man.
So,
All right,
yeah,
where were we here?
Well, I'm going to switch over to something that I saw. You're talking about something you saw in the internet.
yeah.
Okay, so
I should have printed mine out. I
okay,
did, but I wasn't going to talk about
There's
it.
a copy in there somewhere.
No.
So
I
you
meant
took
to-
this photo?
Yeah, no, my parents did. So, and not only did they bring over the sausage, it might be in that stack.
No, yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay. But so not only did they bring me sausage, but they also brought a photo that they took of a house on Highway 46, Wisconsin Highway, somewhere around the town of Deer Park, over by Amory in that area. And this is a house in which there's a snowmobile on the roof, just hanging out, sitting on top of the roof.
Well, it looked like they were going to jump the roof, and then they ran out of gas.
Yeah, it's like right on the peak. The skis are almost overhanging the other side.
Yeah.
And it's a relatively modern snowmobile.
Yeah, and it would have taken, I don't know how they would have gotten it up there. I don't know if it's a Christmas decoration. It was up all winter as a joke, or if
Well, did
they
you notice
really-
it was a metal roof?
Yep.
And the snow falls off of those metal roofs and makes a pretty good pile. I mean, it's possible.
that he was able to drive it up there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. It looked like a ranch house, but it looked like it was 2 stories tall. It's hard to tell in that
Yeah.
one spot. But if they got enough snowfall, it was probably dang near possible to drive it up there.
Yep. So they drive by once in a while a house that has a snowmobile up on the roof.
Well, if it stays all summer, I would like updates on this
Okay.
regularly,
Yep.
if you could, please.
Yeah,
or
I
are they
would
going to
too.
change it to a wave runner come,
Yeah.
June or July? Yeah, that was a good find. Your parents helped us out this week.
Yeah.
Got to give them a shout out
They've
for the
given
rice,
us a lot of good content over
wild
the
rice
weeks.
and cranberry
Llamas.
sauce. Yeah, it's nice to have our relatives as the only listeners.
At least we're making someone proud.
That's right.
So did you guys see the video of those wildfires down, I think, Mequon area?
Yeah.
Like right off the highways and everything.
Yeah,
Which
not
doesn't
good.
surprise me. I think most of those start with, like a cigarette flicked out the window or,
Mm-hmm.
Something stupid like that. But man, burning. Are they getting rain down there this week?
That I don't know, but I'm glad that we're getting it up here because
Yeah, I think so. That was, I think, how the article ended. Well, Wisconsin has experienced 322 wildfires over 1,500 acres so far this year in just 2021.
oh,
And this was yesterday, and said today will be mostly dry until the evening to overnight hours when the rain showers start to pour over the entire state. So hopefully that helped.
When I was in high school, probably like a sophomore-ish, there was a pretty good fire that started out at that time was called the Nicolet National Forest, and it burned a pretty good chunk out there. In fact, it was burned you could tell where the burning was for years. And in fact, they recruited the older class kids in high school to go out and I don't know what they did. If they poured buckets of water on it, old Chicago
trenches.
fire style. I don't know what they did.
But as of yesterday,
you weren't invited.
No.
the fire danger map was the whole state was very high.
Yeah.
All orange.
Yeah, no surprise. Well, it rained hard here last night. I hope it's raining in southern Wisconsin to help them out with the wildfires.
Yep.
The only person who can bring rain, if you believe in this type of thing, is God. But except for there was a suspect in a stabbing attack.
Yeah. 22-year-old man who thinks he is God.
Yeah. So he brought the rain.
Okay, did you read this story?
No.
I did.
I'll explain it
It's
the best I can, and you can.
Yep.
Okay, so this guy went into a bar,
Yep.
saw the
Rockabilly's.
Rockabilly's in. Was this Green Bay? Where was this?
Rockabilly's. Yeah, it was Green Bay Police Department.
Okay, so we're at least in Brown County.
Yep.
So walked in there, saw the lady cleaning up. They didn't know each other. He walked up to her and said, "I like you. Come here." And
Literally.
Did he
quoted.
say it like Sling Blade style?
I would have to think so.
I reckon. And she refused, obviously.
He wanted some French fry potatoes.
And he went behind the bar and she saw that he had a knife, and so there was a struggle. He tried to drag her out.
Does it say his age?
But
22.
Oh, 22.
So he tried to drag her off, but she got away.
She was injured.
She was injured in the struggle, ran away. She ran over to the bar down the road or across the street.
Rum Runners.
Rum Runners, yep. He got in his car, drove it into the side of Rum Runners, got out and started running, ran down the road, and found a 70-year-old man sitting in a pickup truck at a train crossing, waiting for a train to cross, pulled the guy out and stabbed him.
Dead?
Yep.
Yeah, killed
70
him.
years old.
So this guy was on
Drugs.
bath
Yeah.
salts.
They said that when he was arrested, he was saying incoherent things in the back of the squad car. The only thing they could really make out was him saying, "I am God." And then he vomited in the vehicle, and after the vomiting, he
This
started
is a funny,
to
not
carry
funny
out-
story.
Yeah, isn't it? It's just-
After he vomited, he started to have coherent conversations, so he was just tripping balls on something.
he was on something, yeah.
So he vomited and then he was fine?
No, fine. But
Well,
but he
he
started-
was incoherent, then he vomited and he was coherent.
That's what they said, yeah.
So did he still think he was the Lord and Savior after he vomited? Then was he like, oh Lordy, if I may have just said I was God, and I realize now that I vomited,
That
I'm just
not.
human.
Yep.
I'm just human.
Yep.
yeah, he asked investigators if they believed in God.
When did this happen?
This happened.
This said published on April 2nd. So
He was arrested on March 15th.
So it was a
two
few weeks
stabbings.
ago.
Yeah.
After 2 stabbings, because he stabbed the woman in the bar too.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, good. But she's lucky she got away.
Yeah, no kidding.
That wasn't the only stabbing that happened recently, though, was it?
You tell me.
Well, there was actually another fatal stabbing in the state of Wisconsin due to road rage. Also,
yes. I didn't realize that was
in
a
Green
stabbing.
Bay.
Wow, what Green Bay? What's going on
Yeah,
over there?
there was a guy who got cut off at a gas station.
Cut off. Rent.
Yep.
Oh.
And
Stabbing joke.
he did not handle it well.
Yeah.
And, he tried to chase the vehicle that he believed cut him off,
But-
it was the wrong car.
But it was the wrong car.
Got into an altercation with the people that were driving said wrong vehicle. Ended up stabbing one of them. And
Did this person die too?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, really sad.
Okay, first of all, what if I'm running in Brown County right now, the first thing I have to do is a 48-hour waiting period to purchase a knife. Because
Clearly, it's a problem.
I feel like something's got to give here.
Yeah. So these random guys the guy who got stabbed, they got in a car and drove away. And they only got as far as the Walgreens before they realized that he was in pretty bad shape with that stabbing.
Yeah.
Thought maybe it was just, happened and your adrenaline's up maybe and drive away.
They're
get
probably
out.
trying to
What's
drive to
the
the
age
hospital.
going on here, do they say?
The stabber was 25.
And the stabby? We don't know.
It's a funny word, sorry.
I saw it with my own eyes. I know
he
it's
was
a real
he was
word.
a
I
little
am not
stabby.
seeing information on the victims.
Well, what? So,
Just what's up with random people getting stabbed?
know.
In
would you
Green
rather
Bay?
get shot or stabbed?
Shot.
We've had this conversation before about
we have.
what we
Did
got
we?
shot with, or was it stabbing?
no,
It
we're
was
talking about
arrows,
bow and arrow
arrows or
versus-
bullets.
Okay, well now we're down to knives or bullets.
I think it's the same to me. I think I'd rather get shot.
I think I'd rather get shot.
I
too.
feel like that too.
Yeah.
It's a quicker thing.
Well, and then
stabbing
somebody's
freaks me
running
out.
around you with a knife. Although, I mean, who knows how quickly it was? But
It makes me cringe. Like even in movies when they do like they cut their hand to draw their own blood, that makes me like
there's a noise that
I hate that
Yeah.
thought.
I think I'd almost be more inclined to like attack my attacker with a gun. I don't know why. Like
to rush a gun, somebody with a
Sure,
gun.
yeah, like
versus
that
rushing
versus a
somebody with
knife. Yeah, I don't know why. Because like, you cut me. Because like I'm like if I get a paper cut, I'm upset.
And it doesn't seem like if you have a knife, you just start swinging your arm like crazy. You're gonna make contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
right.
You just start going.
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. In some cases, it's more dangerous than that.
I feel like if I get shot, there's a good chance he's just gonna hit an arm or a leg.
Or you can dodge it.
Dodge a bullet. Saw that one coming.
Yeah. Nice.
Well,
Yep. So some wild stabbings over in Green Bay.
well, that is just ridiculous that these stabbing deaths in the same week.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on crappy news, $90,000 worth of cocaine and other drugs found in hotel in Crandon.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Crandon residents will be
I
happy to
seen
know
it.
it was not from Crandon.
I seen it.
The
it was that guy was from Milwaukee or
Yes.
something. 90 grand worth of cocaine.
yeah.
Which is I don't know how much that is.
It's about 2
2
pounds.
pounds.
Oh,
It was in crack and powder form.
Yep. He also had about $4,500 in cash, a loaded firearm, drug paraphernalia, and a scale.
So I'm curious if he was just passing through, or if is that where he was getting rid of it?
I don't know. That he was
I don't want to know.
he was dealing somewhere.
He got called in. The complaint came from the smell of marijuana coming from the hotel room, and he only had what does it say?
He's just getting high
An
on weed.
ounce of weed. Busted him for all that. That's all they found.
You know, and you think if marijuana was legal in Wisconsin, he wouldn't have ever even gotten turned in.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of so Crandon's in Forest County, and there's been a bunch lately of incredible. Hats off to Forest County Sheriff's Department. If you Google Forest County, Wisconsin Sheriff's Department, they have caught a whole mess of drug-related, mostly methamphetamine type arrests for distribution. Not just I got a little bit of meth on me and I'm going to lose some teeth, but I'm selling it to other people who enjoy meth as much as me. But they've done. I want to say I've read 2 or 3 arrests in the last 30 days of them.
I wonder why the crackdown happened.
Or how.
Heard that, yeah.
But good for them.
One arrest leads to another. Information shared, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. Rats.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to catch up on a couple of events coming up this weekend. We haven't talked about events lately. We've got the Turtle Lake Smelt Fry. Did we talk about smelting on here?
I think we did. Very briefly.
I was talking about how my dad would bring them home in 5-gallon buckets, and we had to cut them open and gut them and cut their little heads off. Did I talk about that?
A little bit, yeah.
I didn't have to do a lot of it. My mom did most of it, but I hated it. So I thought the Turtle Lake
Did you like eating them?
I don't like eating them because you eat them with the bones in them, and people are like, oh, but you can't taste.
Can you only get that off in Lake Superior or where?
No, it runs into the rivers and stuff.
Yeah, they run into little backwaters.
Yeah, people will net them and.
Okay.
So you can get a 5-gallon bucket of them in 2 hours in a 12-pack of beer.
Generally go in the middle of the night. They'll run in.
Yeah, this is what every person who enjoyed drinking. I'm going back in history on why my dad would do it.
Yeah.
12-pack of Budweiser, couple 5-gallon buckets, and some nets in the middle of the night, and you wonder why this is a recipe for disaster. But then they'd come home with buckets of smelt, and then we'd have to clean them up. But in Turtle Lake, they're embracing it, and they got the smelt fry on April 10th.
Well, so we've talked a lot about stuff that's over in where I'm from. So if you're in that area and you're driving north, you can stop by and see the snowmobile on the roof. You can stop in Clear Lake and get your sausage. You can drive right through Clayton, which was our rival that we didn't like, and hit your way to Turtle Lake, which is the next town north.
And grab some smelt.
Get some smelt. So
And if you
have a good time over there.
Andy's parents' house, you pet some llamas.
You just said schmelt.
Smelting accident? Schmelting accident?
See, there should be
Schmelt.
if this
Schmelt.
the schmelt fry up in Turtle Lake should have they should play off that name. They should have a funny name
Schmelt.
like the He Who Smelt It Fest or something like that.
He who schmelted.
Yeah.
Smoking a
Schmelt it.
pancake?
Schmelty. I saw it.
Yeah, all right.
I think so.
In Phelps, which is just a little bit north of us, they're
northern
having Maple Syrup Fest, which I would think Maple Syrup Fest this time of year has to be one of about 47 typical events around Wisconsin about maple syrup.
yeah.
This is the only one that showed up on Discover Wisconsin.
Not the maple sugar and tappin' sap.
Not that. Just the straight up Maple Syrup Fest.
I think that Phelps should embrace your new name because they're close enough to
You know
us.
what? Maybe I'll go up there
agree.
this weekend and talk to them about it.
Yep.
But did you know Wisconsin ranks 5th in the entire North America for maple syrup production, following
Vermont. I'm betting Vermont is number one.
the state of Vermont. It would be the top state, yes, but there's, yeah.
Nice, dude.
Okay. So
Congrats, man.
Vermont, what else you got?
State.
There's 3 other states, and then another.
Maine?
Maine is one.
Yep. I'd say Michigan.
No.
Really?
Oh, back over where you.
New York. We'll just keep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so it's all the
Northern-
East Coasters.
northern-
And then us, Minnesota.
No, Quebec.
Oh.
They're number 1.
Well, theirs is French, though. French style, which is different.
I don't know. It just says that Wisconsin ranks 5th in North America for
Andrew,
maple,
that was a joke.
maple syrup production,
Very serious.
following the Canadian province.
I lost him there.
Of
I've never had
Quebec.
French syrup.
I
so I don't know.
saw him the look
don't
on his
know.
face.
Yeah.
You could be making that up, and I would believe that. I don't know if there's a French-style maple syrup.
There's
Well,
a
it only
French
goes on
fry.
French toast. There's
okay.
their maple syrup can only go on French toast. It's not made for pancakes.
Okay.
It's typically only served on. Sometimes a waffle is acceptable.
Really?
But typically only on French
Not
toast.
a Belgian
I was going to say a
waffle.
Belgian waffle.
no,
No.
Belgians and the French don't get along.
Okay. Oui.
Oui. We did the French thing when we were, didn't we? I don't
Well,
know.
we talked about part du and nif and we, and we did a little French.
Episode 22 in the books, dedicated to Eric and his new family. May he
Yep.
never come back. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.